Hello, hello, sunshine. How is everyone doing today on this lovely Friday evening? I am here today to say hello. I missed you guys. I've been a little MIA, but I'm back and I'm back on schedule. I will be going live on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But today I just want to talk about this weather. I'm in California, Sacramento, and it's been really, really hot. Like we went from cold to hot, it seemed like to me. So what is your favorite season? Even though I like summer because it is warm, it's bright, it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy and cozy inside, right? But yeah, I love the summer just because it's nice, bright, and warm. You just feel, comfortable. I mean, you feel hugged, I guess, because of the heat. But so I'll introduce myself. I'm Lon, the confidence coach. I specialize in helping successful, high achieving women amplify their confidence, unleash their true selves, and experience the life that they want to basically experience life freedom so that they're not always doing all of the things and losing themselves and losing who they are because they're so busy trying to do things for everyone else. Tonight or this evening, I'm going to give you some tips on unleashing your true self, who you are, um, just being true to you and always staying true to you so that you can achieve and beat and overcome any obstacle that you want to overcome in your life so that you can have that life freedom. And so, what well, first of all, if you're watching the live, you can put hashtag live if you want. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments and let me know that you are watching the replay. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will definitely respond to them. So when you are your true self, you can better advocate for yourself. You can stand up for who you need to be, right? You can stand up for what you need, you can get your needs met, and also you can self-advocate. So put self in the comments if you got that. Put self in the comments and let me know that you just let me know so I know that you're here watching and you're here with me. So the first tip that I'm going to discuss is embracing your vulnerability. So when you embrace I can't speak tonight, excuse me. When you embrace your vulnerability, you have to stop telling someone that you're fine. When someone asks you, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Or I'm okay. But are you really? Are you truly, really okay? So when you're really not and you're saying that you are fine or you are okay, then that's not doing anything but being a disservice to your journey in your life, and it's a disservice to your story, right? And so you want to really address that and look within, like, am I really fine or am I just on autopilot saying that I'm fine when I'm not? So stop it. Stop doing that. And when you bring your whole self forward, right? There's nothing that you cannot accomplish or that you cannot be in the life that you want to live. And so you want to make sure that you stay focused on looking within if and understanding that when you embrace your vulnerability, that you are staying true to you and not just saying I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good, right? Because you want to be able to thrive and you want to seek thriving in your life rather than just surviving and saying that I'm okay, I'm fine. And that also includes that you're not competing with others, you're not comparing yourself to others, and you're not thinking that you should be doing one thing or another or this or that because someone else wants you to do it. But is that true to what you want to do? So be authentic to you. And authenticity means that you that you are enough, that you are who you want to be, right? You are living the life that you want to live, that you're staying focused on you, and that you are enough as you are to get what you want. So you're not saying, oh, only if I was making 500,000 more a year, then I will be enough. Then I can get or live the life that I want to live, right? No. So I want you to answer this for me and put this in the comments. Answer it. How are you really? Well, I guess you don't have to answer that in the comments because that's kind of like heavy. It's, a little bit more than what we might want to, answer or expose on social media platforms, right? So, but think about it and put enough in the comments. Let me know that you're still here with me. Enough. You are enough. So put enough in the comments. And think about this. How are you really? So I want you to know and understand that no matter what the answer is to that question, that you are enough and you are still going to, and you still should be accepted regardless of what the answer is of how you feel and how you are really in this moment, right? So number two is I'm going to discuss choose your attitude in adversity, right? Choose your attitude in adversity. Put attitude in the comments for me so I know that you know where we are and you're right here with me. So choose your attitude. I always tend to have a positive attitude and I'm always looking for the positive, or a lot of people like to call it the silver lining within what is actually happening. Like if it's an adverse situation, like say, I mean, for example, if you have, or like at one time in my life when I was in college and my books came up to over $1,000. And so I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to quit because, I don't need school. It's not that important, whatever. But at the same time, I was like, well, maybe I can sell some things, my, personal items, clothes and shoes and different things that I have that I'm not using to make up for some of the money that I would need for my books, right? And so instead of me saying that I'm just going to quit, I tried to look for an alternative in a way that I would be able to accomplish and still be able to do what I wanted to do, which was go to school and complete what I needed to complete for college. So, in choosing your attitude, you can control your destiny and live the life that you want by staying true to yourself. And that means taking control of your attitude, putting your attitude in check. And you can better understand like what's around you, who's around you, and that allows you to then move forward because even if it's adverse, you can understand like where you are so that you can move yourself forward to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. Does that make sense? So always assess the situation, but look at it in a positive light so that you can see and know what is around you so that you can move forward and have control of your attitude. Because if you have a terrible attitude and you're always thinking negative, whatever you think is what is going to manifest. So if we're thinking positive, and even if it doesn't happen right in that moment, you can still control the situation of how you want to proceed because it's your attitude and it's you, and you're staying true to yourself so that you can follow your life plan or your life path or goals that you want to accomplish in your life. So I know that you all had those dreams, those childhood dreams, and we all have those life plans that we create we have these perceptions of what we want. Like with me, it was, oh, by the time I'm 27, I'll be married, I'll have 2 kids by the time I'm 30, and all of those fun things, right? And so I made up these things in my head, like, I wanted to 2.5, 2.5 kids, white picket fence, married, all of that by the time I was 30. But that didn't happen. I didn't have my daughter until I was about 33 years old, and I'm still not married. So things change and things happen, but we have these little perceptions and life plans that we make, like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a lawyer, a mermaid, a doctor, an astronaut, who knows, right? And we we like hold on to these perceptions and these dreams and these things that we think that we're supposed to accomplish, right? Excuse me. And you still, not saying that you have to stop dreaming, because we should always dream, we should always thrive and think about thriving for more of what we want in our lives so that we can live that life freedom and that life that we want. And so you can still dream those dreams, but as we get older, reality sets in because things really happen. Like, I really didn't have a child by the time I was 30, or before I was 30. I only had one child, not two. I'm not married. I wanted to be married, but it's okay. Like, but when you have those barriers and those things that arise because reality has set in, you have to because you have your heart set on a specific path, and then you look at it, you look at your path as the you look at it like, oh, well, that didn't work, so let me try this. That didn't work, so let me go try this. Oh, okay, well, that didn't work, so let me try this. And then it's like you're in that shoulda, woulda, coulda mode. Like, you keep telling yourself, oh, I should have did this, I could have did that. By the time I was, with me, I was like, I should have, just moved across the country to be with that guy because I probably would be married or would have this or that. But that didn't happen. That wasn't my reality. And so I had to understand that there are barriers and there are things that aren't going to happen if that is not what is in my path, my life's path, right? And so that brings me to, there was this psychologist, Clayton Barbo. I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but it's Clayton Barbo. And he was a psychologist, and he coined the term shoulding yourself, shoulding yourself. So, meaning that you're set on a path and you find yourself doing something different than what your path was. And then it becomes all the things that you think you should have did, you should be doing, rather than seeing that you have an opportunity right in front of your face, right in front of you. You're focusing on the things that you should have, could have, would have did, instead of focusing on what is right in front of you, all of those opportunities that you're passing by because you're too busy thinking about the past and what didn't happen and what should have happened. So during all of the shoulda, woulda, couldas, you are losing sight of who the real you is, who you are, because you're too busy thinking about, oh, I should have did this, I should have been a doctor, I should have been a lawyer, I should have, I could have, I would have, right? And so it can be perceived that you're like, in our stumbling blocks and in our perceptions of what we should have done, we lose sight of who we are because we attempt to maintain this specific status and position that we have put in our head that we should have been doing, or we could have been doing, or would have been doing. So we're shoulding ourselves, and we need to stop that. Like, stop today, because ultimately it boils down to resilience. You have to be resilient, and understanding that that is the key to you maintaining who you really are and achieving what you really want. And it's because if we're too busy thinking about what we should have done, we're thinking about those that we're not even seeing all of the possibilities that could happen or that will happen, and if we manifest it. So we have to change our way of thinking, and we have to trust ourselves. You know how I always say that inner being, our confidence being is within us. We have to learn to trust our little inner best friend and, just continue to begin again so that we can build the life that we want, right? So let's say um, adversity, when there is adversity and you're forced in the face of adversity, you must choose your attitude. Have a positive attitude, because if you, not saying that it's going to, like, having a positive attitude is going to change the fact that there is an adverse situation at hand, but it certainly helps because we have to face the fact that there's going to be change, that there is something that is going to evolve out of this, whether it's good or bad. But as long as we are resilient and understanding that we can, in fact, learn from the situation, then we will be able to persevere and move forward and be able to control our destiny and the path that we choose and that we want to take in our lives, right? So let's put path in the comments. So I know that you're still here with me because I am so excited about all of this information. And I will be inviting you all to a confidence connection call. And it is about 30 minutes so that I can get to know you and see where you are, what your goals are, and where you want to go, where you want your life path to go, so that you can unleash the true you to live the life that you want to live and live that freedom, free, live life's freedom, right? So, with choosing your attitude in adversity, we need to also change our perspective, change. We have to understand that change is about perspective. So whether it's good or bad, we have to look at how resilient we are, look at our resilience. And like I said before, not saying that everything will be okay, but know that you will be okay, that you will be okay no matter what. Even if the situation is adverse, you will be okay. And that you remain true to you, because that's what should remain, is not change, is that you are remaining true to who you are so that you are able to stay in that place of unleashing your true self, right? So let's unleash, and let's put unleash in the comments. And if you have any questions of what I've explained so far, put those questions in the comments and I will respond. I will answer. But like I said, I want to invite each and every one of you to a confidence connection call. And I will be putting the link at the top so that you can click the link to get to the the scheduler so that you can schedule your connection call. So, like I said, resilience, being resilient, understanding that you know that you will be okay in the situation of adversity, even if it's bad or good, but you will still remain true to who you truly are. And so, as I explained, choose a positive attitude, because where there's still silver lining in a situation, or even if there's none, even if there's no silver lining, like if you cannot find absolutely nothing with the silver lining, guess what? Look for the potential silver lining so that you can move forward and move past whatever the adverse situation is, because guess what? You have control over you and your attitude. And it also gives you the capacity to self-advocate, speaking up for yourself and letting others know what your needs are, because you have your attitude is, I'm being true to me. I'm understanding my needs and what I need in this moment. So I'm going to explain that. right? I'm going to let you know. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that you can never ask anyone for help or that you can't help others, because sometimes when you do help others or when you ask for help, it helps you deal with adverse or hurtful situations that you may be in, right? So you get to decide how you're going to help others. And as you do that, eventually and suddenly, what happens is that you become your best self because you have the capacity to know and understand that you are being true to you and you're having the capacity to speak up for yourself and let other people know how you need your needs to be met in certain adverse situations. So, do what makes you happy, right? This is the third thing, and I'm sorry, it's the third tip. Do what makes you happy even when no one is watching, right? If they're not watching, who cares? Why? Because it's your life. You get to choose what you want to do for you, right? And as I've said in past videos, that those of you that know me, I always say you have to teach others how to treat you. So that even goes with attitude. Like if you have a negative attitude, then people are probably going to be negative for you, towards you, or shy away from you. And then in this situation, if you're doing what makes you happy, even when no one's watching, well, someone might have something to say about you taking time out for yourself, right? They're not watching you taking that time out for yourself, but they might have something to say about it. So you have to teach people how to treat you. And did you know that being the best version of you has nothing to do with whether you're successful or whatever your status is? It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with whether you're successful or what your status is. So, but what it has everything to do with is your character. So how are you going? Well, let me back up. So it has everything to do with your character. So let's look at characters. What is your favorite cartoon character? Put that in the comments for me so I know that you're still here with me. Who is your favorite cartoon character? I used to love Tom. Tom and Jerry, but I love Tom. And so it was, yeah, I used to watch it and I didn't even realize until I was way older that they didn't talk in the cartoon. You would think a kid would realize that, but it was so interesting to me because they just chased each other all the time. But anywho, so who is your favorite cartoon character? Put that in the comments for me so I know you're still here with me. I hope you're still here watching because I have some, like I said, I would like to invite you all to the confidence, confidence connection call. So I'm going to type this in. Oh, well, anyway, I'll type it later. So, so like I was saying, um, so yeah, so the best version of you has nothing to do with success or your status, but everything to do with your character. So what is it or what yeah, so it's your character. So it is what you do when no one is watching, when no one is looking, when no one sees what you're doing, guess what? That is your character and that is you being able to be the best version of you. So to create the life that you want, you have to be the person that you want to be. So you have to, and I'm not saying that you have to do any fake it till you make it type things, no. But how do you really want? How do you know what you really want? How do you know that? And so it truly your status or success? And like I said, unfortunately, it has nothing to do with your status or success. It has something to do with your character. So these things that you do behind closed doors or when no one's watching are the things that will bring you happiness. That you can manifest your happiness and manifest the life that you want to live. But also there's aspects of our image or performance driven existence, like meaning that a lot of people that try to cover things up because they want to work, 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 and do, keep going, 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 never slow down for themselves and never take the time to do things of what makes them happy when no one is watching or looking. Because when we're doing those things, then we may never achieve satisfaction because we're never doing anything for ourselves. So you need to slow down, do what makes you happy when no one is watching. And because there's certain material, like if we just follow materialism, like meaning working, because that's actually something physical that we're doing. And so that part of is us refusing to accept that we are enough, that I'm enough without having to do all of these things for everyone else. I am enough without having to work 100 or 60, 70 hours a week. I am enough with what I have. I have to look at what I have and what makes me happy, truly happy at the core, right? So being enough is what we truly seek, but our ego, that big old ego, gets in the way, and then we're not able to proceed with what we truly want in our lives. And by us believing that we're enough, then you can truly live the life that you want. But when you try to fake it to get there, then you're not going to get there in the way that you should, and you're going to end up losing touch with who you authentically are and who you want to be, because you don't even know yourself because you're too tied up in trying to fake it till you make it, right? So I want to go back through. The first thing that I discussed was embrace your vulnerability, not saying that you're okay when you're not, not saying you're fine when you're not, and truly asking yourself, how do I truly feel, right? And don't think about what other people are going to say or do, because that's really not staying in your truth and not staying true to who you are, right? The second thing that I discussed was choose your attitude in adversity, and meaning thinking about the silver lining, thinking about what are the positive things that are happening or that could potentially happen in certain adverse situations, right? And the third thing that I discussed was do what makes you happy when no one is watching. So don't try to fake it till you make it. Do things that are true to you, that truly make you happy, instead of working and trying to cover up those things that you truly want to do, or that you truly want to, that truly make you happy, that you truly want to stay, with yourself in, that you want to do even if no one else wants to do it. I mean, I've had to, I've gone to movies by myself, I've gone to dinner by myself because I wanted to go to certain places. And I want to stay true to who I am and not sacrifice that because someone else does chooses not to go with me or doesn't want to go with me, right? And so ultimately, staying true to you is about being the master of how you want to authentically live your life and not faking it or forcing it. So I want you to go out there, and to have the life that you want and deserve is about trusting you. So go trust yourself, and don't let your ego get in the way, right? So go out there and start unleashing your true self. And in order, I can definitely help you get started with a connection call. I just want to talk to you about who you are, get to know you, understand what you want, so that we can work together in seeing what your goals are for the future. And so I wanted to put in the link, but I will put the link above in the comment section for you to sign up for connection calls so I can get to know you. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see you on Wednesday next week at 6:30 p.m. Same time, same place. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and go out there and unleash your true self.